In recent news, there's been a growing spotlight on the toxic ingredients lurking in our food, substances so harmful that many have been banned in other countries but remain legal and widely used here in the US. This alarming reality has made me pause and evaluate what I've been consuming and what my kids have been consuming. Some of these additives and chemicals are hidden in everything, from processed snacks to everyday staples, and they come with some potential serious side effects. And it just seems like more and more people that I know are getting diagnosed with cancer and chronic health conditions at such a young age. And that's left me questioning, should I be concerned? Now, the evidence out there can be conflicting and it's not exactly concrete, but there is some cause for concern, and I'm definitely going to be more diligent about keeping a closer eye on these ingredients, and especially ingredient labels. I want to share some of the most concerning ingredients that have caught my attention, along with some practical ways to avoid or minimize them in our meals. I've discovered some simple swaps and alternatives that are healthier. In fact, something that's going to be instrumental in finding these healthy swaps and to find non-GMO, certified organic, non-toxic ingredients is Thrive Market, who is my sponsor for this video. Thrive Market has always been my go-to place to find healthy, sugar-free, high-protein foods online, and now it's going to help me make the switch to finding these healthy swaps to foods with questionable toxic ingredients. I mean, look at this. I can search by organic, Whole30 compatible, certified glyphosate residue free, clean label project, and non-GMO, and so many more. I also discovered something new on the app, and I can't believe I didn't know about this because I've been using Thrive Market for years. But there's a barcode scanner next to the search bar where you can scan products either in your home or you can do this in the grocery store, and it will show you certified organic and non-toxic alternatives to that product that you can find on Thrive Market. This is an easy way that I can go through some of the foods in my pantry and find a healthier alternative and then just add them to my next Thrive order. You can go to thrivemarket.com/KetoFocus, and with your first order, you're going to get 30% off of everything. So you can stock up, and you're going to get a free gift worth up to $60. I'll leave the link in the description box. And if you're not a member of Thrive yet, you're going to want to take advantage of this amazing deal. Plus, right now being the first of the year, we're all coming off of those holiday indulgences. It is the best time to try Thrive Market. With the New Year sale, you'll get 30% off of top products. Plus, if you go to thrivemarket.com/KetoFocus, you're going to get that extra 30% off of your first order and the free gift I was just talking about. This first toxic ingredient, I've really tried hard to eliminate, but it is amazing how much it still shows up in a lot of foods and products. And that's seed oils, specifically these oils. During my early days of pharmacy school, when I was in charge of my school's American Heart Association club, I remember recommending healthy alternatives to saturated fats, and a lot of them were these oils. But the problem is that these oils can be inflammatory because they're high in omega-6 fatty acids. Most are highly processed and refined. They use industrial methods, including chemical extraction using hexane, bleaching, deodorizing. This strips all the nutrients from the oil, plus it can create some harmful byproducts like trans fats, which is a well-known instigator of heart disease. Seed oils are also prone to oxidation, so when they get exposed to heat, light, and air, they can oxidize and produce these free radicals that can actually cause cellular damage and DNA damage. And a lot of these oils aren't just found in a bottle of oil, they're actually often found in processed packaged foods and even supplements. Like I was looking at an old vitamin D bottle that I have, and it contains sapphire oil as the first ingredient, and it also contains sunflower oil. Like, are those necessary? Now, not all seed oils are bad for you. Some, like olive oil and avocado oil and coconut oil, they're actually good for you. And they don't seem to cause any of these ill effects and actually contain nutrients that are really good for you, like they have antioxidants in them. You still need to pay attention to the smoke point with these oils because if you cook with them, sometimes they can easily oxidize if you go past their smoke point. That's why if I'm cooking on high heat, I'm usually using avocado oil. But another fat that I've recently started cooking with is tallow. Tallow comes from beef fat. Not only does tallow have a high smoke point, but it's actually really rich in vitamins and nutrients. It has vitamin A, D, E, and K. This is especially true if it's from grass-fed animals. I first discovered it at a local meat shop, and the butcher there said that a lot of the high-end restaurants use it when they're cooking their steaks because it creates such incredible flavor and it's such a good oil to cook with. So we picked some up and started using it, and I was amazed. I mean, he was right. I actually really love it when I'm cooking steak on the grill or griddle. But I was excited to find this at Thrive Market too. If you watch the news or TikTok, you probably know by now about that Fruit Loops boycott where there was all the concern about the several different artificial dyes and ingredients found in that cereal. One dye that has the most convincing evidence that has been linked to cancer in animal studies and potentially some behavioral issues in children is red dye number 3. Fortunately, that one's not really used anymore, but there's another red dye that is commonly used in our foods, and it was found in Fruit Loops. That's red dye number 40. And there's been studies to suggest that it's associated with hyperactivity in kids, colon inflammation, DNA damage, and a possible microbiome disruptor. Recently, a bunch of moms and people in general boycotted Kellogg's because of the dyes found in the children's cereals. And it's interesting because Fruit Loops sold here in the US contains a lot of these artificial dyes, but the one sold in Canada actually has dyes from natural ingredients. I've never really understood why they put dyes in food. I mean, I know that it makes your food look good, but I'd rather have some brown, ugly, nasty, gray looking lump of food and have it not cause cancer or any of these ill effects than have it look pretty. One thing I did pick up from Thrive Market was these color dyes to color my frostings. This is a natural dye. It's made from plants instead of the artificial dyes. The next couple of ingredients that are found in a lot of our processed foods are BTH and BHA. These are preservatives added to foods to prevent the fats from spoiling. And they're actually banned in Japan, but they're used quite often here in the US. Why are these ingredients so bad? Well, I actually found multiple reasons. One, they are a potential endocrine disruptor, which means that they can disrupt your hormones. Number two, they're a possible carcinogen. In fact, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies BHA as a possible carcinogen to humans. And there's been many animal studies done that link BHA and BTA to colon cancer, thyroid cancer, liver cancer, and lung cancer. It can be found in dried fruit, which I don't really eat, so I don't have to worry about, nut butters like almond butter and peanut butter, cured meats like salami and pepperoni, some butters, frozen packaged foods, baked goods that are packaged, cereals, I don't really buy those either, and processed snacks, which I do buy for my kids. So I will be investigating to see if those are in some of their foods. Let's see if it's in this box of chewy granola bars. Actually, I don't see it in here. That's good, but I'm still gonna look for a healthier alternative from Thrive Market. One of the best ways that I found to avoid these ingredients without having to actually read that incredibly long ingredient label that they have sometimes is to just look for words on the packaging that say, oh, there we go, no artificial preservatives. Although sometimes I feel like the packaging can be deceiving, so I'm still probably gonna look at that ingredient label. I realize that it's hard to completely cut out all of these junk ingredients, and I know there's probably many more out there that I should be looking into, but I'm doing baby steps here and working on just making a conscious effort of reducing our consumption of some of these. One of the ways I'm avoiding some of these chemicals is just to start making some everyday staples from scratch at home. And I have a new video coming out in a few days where I share what I make from scratch. But again, Thrive Market has been clutch in just cleaning up our diet. So go to thrivemarket.com/KetoFocus if you want to get 30% off of that first order and give it a try.